It's the Brian and Kendra Show with Brian Cook and Kendra Cox of Keller Williams Realty Elite.
I am Kendra Cox.
I'm Brian Cook.
Between the two of us, we have over 30 years of experience.
Sharing real estate tips and advice. Right here on Classic Hits 1073.
Hey, we're back, and today we're talking about the, not the hidden, but the unforeseen or the unexpected or the please budget for homeowner expenses beyond your payment. So the difference between renting a house and owning a house, there's some things in there that you're going to see. Now, the National Association of Realtors put out a deal last week that I was reading through, and it said the number of the rates of rent are rising quickly. Mm-hmm. So if you're renting, be prepared for increases in rent. They're also saying the number of investors out there are growing exponentially.
Interesting. Why?
Because now you can buy an investment property. So I was talking to a lender yesterday, and he said he can get an investment loan at 3.5% interest for 30 years.
No kidding.
So if everything has to be perfect credit,
right?
20% down, 25% down, all that. So you go in and buy a $150,000 house, your rental investment payment's going to be $900 a month, and you can rent it for $1,200 or $1,300 a month. You have cash flow immediately. It's a so people are like, hey, I can, and they're betting on appreciation, that the property values are going to go up. They're betting on interest rates going up. If everything keeps going up, then their house is going to be worth more money, and they can sell in a few years and get a big check. And then it's just a good retirement plan for them. It's a lot of people are scared. I mean, I have a hard time investing in the stock market because I just don't know. Mm-hmm. So it's uneducated. I'm uneducated. So
right.
Some people don't want to invest in real estate because they don't know. Well, I eat, breathe, and live and sleep it. So I'm more comfortable going and touch my investment. I can walk up there and this is my house. I can touch it. It's mine. I've got a car. I can touch it. But I can't. If I own a stock in whatever, Pepsi Cola, I don't know. What do I own? So, you know what I mean? So, there's that. So, a lot of people are going that direction, and the interest rates are making it very beneficial.
Awesome. All right, so interest rates, Connie Rowland, Bank 7. If you are interested in looking into investments, call us because we want to help you. And we'll be happy to help you get hooked up with Connie at Bank 7 so that she can see what she can do for you on those interest rates as well. All right, so one of the things that I think is, I think that the thing, I don't know why I keep saying I think and the thing. I'm stuck on those words. So homeownership, stop. Shh. All right, so by myself, me and my kiddos, who I realize I look up to both of them. They're young adults, but I'm supposed to be the one in charge. That's a fun joke. I think that the hardest thing about homeownership and the thing that always surprises me with cost, this is going to sound so stupid, lawn maintenance. Like, I've been working so hard on my lawn.
And why is it different than renting?
I never rented. I don't even know. I mean, really, because you know my situation. I never did the lawn before, but now I'm divorced and I have to do these jobs that I didn't do before.
Well, I talked to a renter the other day, and he said, I have a 1 acre yard, but I'm not going to spend thousands of dollars on fertilizer and weed killer because it's not mine. Okay,
and I can see that in my neighborhood because my neighborhood is heavily rented. Rental. And so when you drive in my neighborhood, I think you can pinpoint owned, rented, owned, rented, owned, rented. And the guy in the corner, he keeps it mowed. He actually keeps it mowed better than anyone since I've lived in my cute little tiny house. Mm-hmm. But he doesn't water it. And he certainly isn't picking the stickers and fertilizing and doing the things that I'm doing. And it's kind of a joke because whenever I moved in, I don't know if you remember, but I was like, I'm not mowing this lawn. I'm not mowing. I will pay someone. I had somebody on my list already. Dude, this is your job every 2 weeks. I don't want to talk to you. I don't want to order it. You're just going to do it. Here's my money. You take care of it. And my dad's like, what? My dad was appalled. He was downright angry, I think, with me. Brings me a lawnmower. I'm like, Dad, you don't understand. I don't want the responsibility. Well, he, of course, meant my son needed the responsibility, and I get it. He does. And now I'm taking all this pride in my property because we've picked stickers and we've watered. But all that starts adding up. I mean, my water bill is twice what it was before I watered, plus the fertilizer, plus the weed killer, or if I spray. I've had JCP sprayed a couple of different times. And so there's all these different costs that are associated with lawn maintenance. I don't have a weed eater right now. You can tell. But dang, the edging looks good.
Sweet.
I mean, you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
There's all these tools. The little push thing to put the fertilizer granules down, or my seed whenever I seeded the grass this year. And then the little backpack deal. Somebody was making fun of me the other day. I'm like, yeah, I did that whole spray thing, and I got the little backpack thing.
Yeah.
That'll bruise your shoulders, girls. So, like, I mean, everything costs money. Like,
Yes.
nothing's cheap.
Nothing's cheap.
Okay, so maintenance on your lawn, all those different things. What else?
Yes. So
These are costs that are associated with owning your
owning
home.
your home. So obviously, when you own it, now you have to maintain it versus the landlord maintaining it.
Right.
So the most costly part of home ownership is the upkeep and repair of your roof, HVAC, plumbing, and electrical systems.
These are the things that'll keep me up at night.
Yes, man. So that being said, so like your insurance will cover your roof generally.
Kind of.
Yes. So
Because I'm going to have a deductible.
that's the one thing that's not it's not foreseen. So like on my last house I lived in town, they valued it $238,000, and so $250,000. I don't know, whatever. Insurance was higher than what it really sold for, but I had a 1% deductible. Mm-hmm. So 1% of the value of the house was my deductible. So I've seen 2% deductibles, so that'd be like a $5,000 deductible. So if you're trying to save money on insurance, you can change up all those deals. And so like Kevin Chancellor at State Farm, he's our sponsor, he can walk you through all that. So when I put my new roof on, I put an impact resistant roof on, which saved me like $30 a month or so.
Right.
A bunch of money. We put one on your house too.
I did.
And so it saves money, but still I have a high deductible.
Right.
And so it was, $2,500. So I had to come up with $2,500 to put the new roof on.
Right. And I think that's something that sometimes we forget about because we rely on the insurances, those deductibles.
Right.
And we need to be saving for those and have those prepared so that whenever the hailstorm comes through or whatever the case would be, that we would be ready.
Yeah. And I remember when I lived on Wilshire, I had 2 claims in like 2 months. And so each one had a deductible.
Did you get
Roof
kicked
claim.
off your insurance?
Yeah, I did. Because when the third one hit on accident, and that wasn't mine, but nonetheless, they blackmailed me, whatever. They blacklisted me.
I think that's just the way it goes, boss.
Yeah, it was crazy.
I don't think it was
I
personal.
learned.
All right, so the other things that you had mentioned, and I mean, I've told my horror story a million times with my furnace and my water heater and my garage door and my plumbing all messing up in one weekend. So, I mean, if we've said it once, we've said it a million times. One, you got to be prepared. Mm-hmm. And we're really interested in these home warranties. We had Adam White on a few weeks ago, and I think that was really, really helpful. And I knew then, and you and I talked about it, and I'd kind of thrown back and forth. Should I do it? Should I not? Should I do it? Obviously, I should have gotten the home warranty. I was just thinking maybe I'd have another year, which was stupid. Like, I was gambling is what I was, and I lost. I lost the gamble. Mm-hmm. So a home warranty can help you to be prepared for those extra cost of home ownership with your HVAC and different things like that. But just maintenance itself
When the home
will
warranty
help
can be
you with that.
budgetable. So like my sister-in-law's is going to be $72 a month.
Right.
So if the $10,000 heat and air system goes out, it's $72 a month plus $75 for the repair.
Right.
So if you're going through a tough time and you can only budget, you have a real tight budget, you need to look at that home warranty plan
For sure.
just to cover you through the tough time.
But in the meantime, you got to make sure that you're taking care of your things. So you need to be changing out your air filters and keeping things cleaned. How do you clean the condenser outside?
There's several ways. First, you call Comfort Zone and say...
So again, I mean, what are we talking about? $180 a year, maybe?
Possibly, yes.
I'm not.
So
I don't mean to put them in a box,
like,
y'all. So don't be quoting me on that.
Right, but Google, GoDaddy, no, YouTube. God, my brain. I just went through like 17 programs.
No, just
YouTube,
call Comfort Zone. You already told me.
But like if you're handy and you want to do it on your own, like I washed mine out
am.
every year. I just wash it out with a hose. They say to push it out, not in, because if you shoot water into it, it'll pack it in there more. But
okay, I'll call Comfort Zone.
yeah, so there are some ways to do it. There's some strategies, ways to do it. But make sure you keep like the Walmart sacks They're blowing around in your yard off your air conditioners. I was driving by a house the other day, and there's like 4 of them, and I thought, that thing's not getting any air. So.
Okay, the other thing that we see a lot whenever we're showing houses are pets will scratch on those. Am I saying that right?
Yes, and the kids will throw their baseball into them just because it's fun.
What's that thing called? It's the condenser. This
is a fun game.
Stop! So the radio people have no idea I'm like doing these hand movements that make no sense anyway.
It is the condenser.
Can you just
outside.
tell us what we're talking about?
Yes, but I don't know the name either. So
Okay, I thought that you were just being mean. Okay, but you'll know what I'm talking about, like the vent cover thing.
Yes,
that's outside on the condenser, and you'll see those all scraped down. And y'all, I don't think my dad listens to me. Pretty sure I probably did the same thing and smushed those suckers down when I was a little kid too. There's my name.
Yes.
Okay, so there's a little comb you can get
Yes.
and help to open those back up, because if those are closed, it's not efficient any longer.
Right.
It's going to reduce the life of your mechanism.
Yep,
Boy, my vocabulary is awesome today.
And so and I'm going to back up one step. Filters are a big deal.
Yes.
So I was the guy that set them on Amazon automatics, where they'd hit the door.
Yeah,
and
they're
I'd go
still
put 'em
hitting the
on.
door, aren't they?
I know.
Have you told your buyers to come by the house and pick up
I
their
took them by
air
their
filters?
house. I delivered them. I put my Amazon shirt on and drove over there and delivered them. Like, here's $42 worth of filters that I misordered again. So, but at my new house, they're not easy to change because I have to get a ladder.
Oh, and don't you have tall ceilings?
I have tall ceilings, so
Awesome.
it's a little, but there's not that high, but it's still complicated. And so, and then I was spending, $12 each for 3 filters. That's $40 a month.
Right.
They have ones that you put in your dishwasher.
What? In your dishwasher?
Yeah, you can just. I've got one. I bought 2 different brands.
I'm like,
filters.
Not following you.
Filters.
I'm trying to
Not the
figure out
UPS
how
guy
that.
or the air conditioner, but the filter. Because I bought these 2.
You're
filters.
saying instead of a disposable
Yes.
filter, that you have a reusable filter
one.
that you wash in the dishwasher and then you replace.
Yes. So I found one that
Okay.
you
Not where I was taking
there's
that.
a piece that you throw in. There's one you can throw in your wash machine, and there's one that goes in the dishwasher. And I bought 2 that you just hose them down, and I bought a K&M filter that people put in their hot rod cars and whatever fancy. I don't know. I'm fancy enough for a K&M. My house is. My house has a K&M filter. How
I'm
cool
sorry,
is
I'm
that?
still stuck on you and your filter in the dishwasher for your air conditioner.
Yes.
Okay, makes all kinds of sense now. It's
So
perfect.
so they were like $28 a piece, but like month 3, I'm way ahead.
Right.
So reusable
Right.
filters are a way to save some money. I do have 2 extra unusable ones that I can bounce through while I'm cleaning the 861.
We are back. Brian is threatening to sell my cute little tiny house. I
Anybody out
don't
there
want to part
looking,
with it.
give me a
No.
call.
Nope. Nope. This girl's not moving.
She likes her Jeep a lot. Is there room to live in there?
Not for me and Ethan. All right, so real quick, Mike, on Point Land Survey, we just heard his little ad. He's one of our sponsors. I think one of the things, so he told us a story. He had 2 unexpected things, like in the last month, like huge unexpected.
Huge.
Like he said he was sitting on the porch. He didn't say drinking coffee, but I don't know, Dr. Pepper. I don't know what he said.
He's
He
a
was
Dr. Pepper drinker.
He's
So
sitting
probably,
on the porch, just chilling, and he said it was kind of raining, and all of a sudden he had just what I mean,
Huge
it was
crack,
It
just
was
like
like the
a-
crack, but then it was like all these. It was like little.
Raining fire.
What am I saying? Yes, raining fire all around him. That's exactly it. It sounds crazy, but for reals, it turned out that a transformer was hit on the top of his house. Correct?
Well, it was on a pole next to his house, but it was raining down.
Over it. So it affected all these different things. Like he
Like
said,
it fried half his 220, so like half the lights in the house went out.
it's just nuts to me. And so my immediate pushback on him was, how did your stove fare and your dishwasher and your washer dryer and all those electrical things? Because a lot of times when you have something like that happen, then pretty quick your appliances follow. Then, like 2 weeks later, a month later, he had a little snafu with his garage door.
Yeah.
And he's going to get to replace his garage door. He can't even get one until Christmas, he said.
Right.
But, I mean, what was it? $4,000 or something?
So it was a ton, not counting the damage to his camper.
I wasn't going to go there.
Just-
Mike's going to get mad at
should-
you, not me, because I wasn't going
Just
there.
make sure you open the door all of the way up. I'm just telling you.
The real point here is like you've got to be prepared. And so
Unexpected,
you
yeah.
wanted to talk about, you said a general rule was how much to save
So
annually.
they say a general rule, a good estimate on maintenance on a house is 1% of the home's value. So If you live in a $200,000 house, you should save $2,000 a year for general maintenance. So general maintenance. I don't know if that includes replacing garage doors.
I'm guessing it doesn't, but I'm guessing it does talk. I mean, I'm guessing that does
should
go with
accumulate up.
Well, and painting, and I mean, those are the kind of maintenance things that we see a lot of times are deferred. Exterior painting and smoke detectors, things like that are not in proper working order. And
well, just like my garage door. My house is 3 years old now. I've already adjusted my garage doors because they squeak, and I'm like, man, this is really loud. So
that's how you know when people are leaving.
I squirt them down. I want to sneak out. No, I don't get to park in the garage, but so I squirt all that down, and there's grease you can put on there. But the easier you can make things flow, like even the doors in my house, like my back door squeaks, drives me crazy. So, but all your moving parts, your doors, you need a budget for. You're gonna have to replace them. If they move, you're gonna have to replace them. Your dishwasher door opens, the mechanisms, like your word, inside move. They're going to wear out. Anything that moves wears out. You better budget for that. So I think this $2,000 is general maintenance. I think you need to be saving $2,000 a year. I think you need to be saving also, like, your appliances probably need to be changed out every 10 to 15 years now.
I don't even know if they last that long.
It is crazy now.
I'm not kidding. Okay, but I am still the girl that buys the cheapest refrigerator without anything extra on it, and it lasts forever.
Yes.
Yeah, because my dad told me.
Yeah, my one in the garage, I don't know how old that sucker is, but it's
for reals. My one in the garage, like, it's over 10 years old for sure. Yes.
So other things, real quick, lighting. Like as you live in your house, if you live there a long period of time, you're going to want to upgrade things. You're going to upgrade lighting, flooring, paint, appliances, fixtures, doors, all things that wear out. You're going to want to be replacing and upgrading all that stuff because you don't want to be in a 30-year-old house that's still 30-year-olds everywhere.
That's not true. We don't mind living in them. We don't want to buy them.
That's right. Yeah. Because it gets expensive to do it all at once.
It sure does.
So, hey, if you want to talk about budgets and buying houses, give us a call. We'll talk you through that. See if it's a benefit to buy a home or stay in a rental. I mean, sometimes it is. We'll talk about that some show again. But our goal is to get people in homes and home ownership, and we feel like it's profitable for you in the long run. So,
yes.
Give us a shout. Thanks for listening. 580-334-2303.